All right, so picking up where we left off for part 2 of the notes, we talked about PACs, political action committees, and super PACs. So this is comparing the two. So a political action committee or PAC contributions are limited, and many donate money directly to candidates and political parties. So donate money directly to candidates and political parties. Super PACs must operate independently of candidates and parties and may accept unlimited contributions. So they're independent of a candidate or a party, but then they donate to the candidate or the party that they want. So PACs have limitations, whereas super PACs really don't. So limits on expenditures, or what the money can be spent on. So limits on expenditures, and expenditures is what money can be spent on. The Supreme Court has ruled that the First Amendment protection of free speech means that most campaign spending limits are unconstitutional. So the Supreme Court has ruled that the First Amendment protection is that campaign spending limits are unconstitutional. And that's the case we looked at, Citizens United versus the Federal Election Commission. This is because candidates spend money to share their message with the American people. So that's covered under the First Amendment right of free speech. All right, so public funding. That's our next heading, public funding. The Presidential Election Campaign Fund established in 1971 uses taxpayer money to help fund pre-convention campaigns, national party conventions, and presidential election campaigns. The system is set up so that only candidates with national organizations can qualify for funding. So only candidates with national organizations can qualify for funding. If a presidential candidate accepts public funding for the general election, if a presidential candidate accepts public funding for the general election, his or her campaign cannot take funds from any other source. So they cannot take funds from any other source. And they have limits on what it can spend, what their campaign can spend, if they take the public funding. So, public funding continued, no new heading. A lack of taxpayer support and the rising cost of campaigns may doom the public funding program. So, a lack of taxpayer support and the rising costs may doom the public funding program, because elections are getting to be so expensive to run for them. So, in 2008, Obama became the first candidate to refuse federal funds for the general election, raising more than $300 million privately. So he refused the public funding. He did not take any of the taxpayer money or public funding in his 2008 campaign, and he was the first to ever refuse that. All right, so there's a difference in money when it comes to the electoral process. There's a thing called hard money and soft money. So that's your new heading. So the federal law puts limits on hard money, which are contributions given directly to candidates. So that's the definition of hard money. Hard money is contributions given directly to candidates. So in the 1980s, the major parties began raising millions in unregulated soft money. And what soft money is are funds given to parties or political organizations. So hard money is given directly to the candidate. Soft money is given to the political party or to a political organization. So that's the difference between hard and soft money. In 2000, some $500 million in soft money had been raised. This money could be spent on issue ads supporting or opposing certain policies. So no new heading, hard and soft money continued. So in 2002, the McCain-Feingold law banned soft money contributions to political parties. So soft money, where you're getting it directly to the political party, has been banned. Hard money is when it's given directly to the candidate. Soft money is when it's given to the campaign. So they banned those soft money contributions to political parties. Because if we go back up here and look, soft money are funds given to parties or political organizations. So now it's only soft money can be given to political organizations, but they can no longer be given to political parties since 2002. But the independent political groups, often called 527, still can and do raise millions in soft money. So those groups can still get the money, but they cannot donate it to political parties. They can only donate it to like PACs, political action committees. So hard and soft money continued. So these groups spent several $100 million in soft money during the 2008 presidential campaigns. A 527 is similar to a political action committee, but with fewer regulations because they do not expressly advocate the support or defeat of a candidate. So they can donate it to whoever they want to, who they want to win, but they do not directly advocate or support or the defeat of a certain candidate, but they can give their money to the candidate that they would like to win. So you can see over here in this political cartoon, you can see the guy with the soft money he's got all that food he's eating. There's all kinds of soft money coming in, but look at the guy eating the hard money. There's not a lot of hard money. There's not a lot of people just walking up and making a donation to a candidate personally. More of the money comes in the form of soft money instead of hard money. We'll talk about this question later after we finish our comprehension questions for section 3. This is the end of the notes. Please, if you wrote them on paper, take a picture that's not blurry, that is vertical up and down, and submit that. If you typed those notes, then please submit them now to Canvas. If you have any questions, as always, please message me.